My name is Corey Maria Dack, and I'm here today with friends of the Boundary Waters Wilderness. Let's talk about portaging. Portaging is a part of almost every Boundary Waters trip, and it's often the most challenging. One of the biggest obstacles is getting the canoe onto your shoulders. But with the proper technique and a friend, you'll find portaging to be challenging but rewarding. First, let's talk about getting the canoe on by yourself. This is called a one-up. To flip a canoe on your shoulders by yourself, roll the boat on its side so that the hull, or the bottom of the boat, is resting against your legs. Next, grab the top of the gunnel, which is the top of the canoe, with two hands and lift the canoe off of the ground. Grab the middle of the yoke with one hand and reach with the other one to grab a hold of the opposite gunnel. The canoe is now resting on the top of your thighs, which we call your tables. Take your hand off of the yoke and hug the bottom of the boat. Now you're set up to get the canoe up and on your shoulders. It's not a matter of strength, it's more about technique. In fact, trying to power through this is a good way to hurt your lower back. Instead, rock the boat to generate momentum that allows you to get the boat onto your shoulders effortlessly. Another way to do a one-up is to start near the stern, and then as you get ready to put the canoe on your shoulders, you just kind of bump it up, walking down until you're directly below the yoke. Then you can put it on your shoulders and go. Another way to get a canoe on your shoulders is with a friend, and we call this a two-up. Even with the proper technique, getting a canoe onto your shoulders can be a little bit of a challenge. You might need a friend to help you. This is done the same way as a one-up, but with a second person in front helping to lift and turn the boat over to get onto your shoulders. Next, we're going to talk about bridging. You might find yourself on a long portage with really tired shoulders that need a rest. Getting the canoe on and off and back on again can use up a lot of energy, and that's where a friend and the bridge comes in handy. Have your portage partner hold the bow of the canoe up while you gently let the tail end or the stern of the canoe down and rest onto the ground. Once they have the canoe secured, you can sneak out from under it and shake out your shoulders for a few minutes. Then you can crawl back under and continue on your way. Finally, you need to get the canoe off of your shoulders, and this is more or less done by reversing the sequence you took to put the canoe on your shoulders in the first place. Take one of your arms, and we call this your cradle, and take your other hand and kind of pop the canoe up over your head and catch it in your cradle, and then slowly lower it onto your thighs or your tables. With both hands grabbing a hold of the top gunnel and the canoe resting on your tables, you can now lower the canoe into the water or even onto the ground. You need to be careful in doing this. Most of the time you will have rocks or other people to avoid, so go nice and slow. And don't let anyone kid you. Portaging is hard, but very satisfying.